Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Conferring Tip series. Tip number 5, teach them something new. So, in this tip, we want to remember we've already gone through a few of the pieces of conferring. The last thing we talked about was to think of what's next. So, you've already taken some time to see what they're doing, you've given them a compliment, and you have an idea of what you could do to teach them. Now, maybe you've done all that in another session of conferring and now you're ready to coach them to try something new or to teach them something new. You can still give them that little confident compliment and let them know what they are doing really well. But when it comes to teaching them something new, we have 3 things I want you to think about. So we have tell them the what and the why, show them how, and then coach them to try. I know that rhymes. So when you go to teach them something new, you want to let them know what it is. So that what is our teaching point and why do we want them to learn it? Why is this important for a writer to know and to do? So for example, let's say you want to teach them to bring their characters to life in their story and to help kind of give more details to their story. So this might be like a 2nd or 3rd grade kind of strategy. And so they're writing a narrative of some sort and you want to teach them to put an action in their description. So you're going to let them know not only is that the teaching point, but the reason why is because we want readers to really picture what's happening in our story, and this is going to help them to do that. So you're going to tell them the what and tell them the why. Then you're going to show them how. So this could be done a number of ways. You could just demonstrate it. So you could write it down on a whiteboard, on a piece of paper. You might even have what's called a demonstration text where you have the paper that looks like what the student is using or similar to what they're using. If it's an older student, you might just have like a section of writing where you're going to add something or insert something. And you're going to have like a page, let's say it's 2nd grade, you have a page with a picture on the top and you're going to have a couple sentences there. And then you're going to show them how you would add the action. And you're going to think aloud and talk to them the whole time. But you could also use a mentor text. This could be the mentor text that you already have to use for this unit, or it could be another one that you've pulled that you think is going to be a great example of this strategy. So you're going to show them how they do it. Then you're going to coach them to try. So you've shown them how, and that's kind of your I do. And then you're going to coach them how. And this could be the we do or the you do. In the we do, maybe the 2 of you are going to come up with, another piece of a story that you're making up and kind of working together to see what could we say to explain that action. You might even just stand up and do something and then say, okay, what could we write? Or you could find a piece in their writing and help them, support them a little bit more heavily where you say, okay, what do you think we could do here? What was this character really doing? How can we explain that and kind of help them through it? And then when it comes to the you do, you would have them do it on their own. They might go into their writing, find a part where they think they could add a character action, and then they would try it out. Just to give a couple other examples, if you were in kindergarten and let's say the student is drawing pictures, but they're not quite writing anything other than scribble, or they're just doing pictures, maybe they're ready to add a label to their picture. So you're going to tell them what you're going to teach them, and then you're going to say that this really helps your reader to understand your work by having the pictures and the words, or starting to have the words. And you're going to then go through the same process. With an older student, perhaps you are doing an opinion and you think they're ready to add in a counter argument. And you could go through that same step. So you're telling them what the teaching point is, what exactly is the strategy, why is a writer wanting to use this strategy, showing them in some way, and then coaching them. Now, this whole process can be done with the same exact strategy the next time you help them. It depends on how much they're ready to apply it and how well it goes. So that's something you're going to want to track as you continue to confer with that student. But just remember, we are teaching the writer, not trying to perfect a piece of writing. So when you go in and you coach them, or you're having them try, you don't want to tell them what to say in this piece of writing. You don't want to make sure they have the perfect action there. You want them to understand that you want to add action. How can you do this? And of course, if they're doing it in their own writing, you're going to see what it is that they write down. You just don't want to worry about telling them exactly what to do, and you don't want to worry about making the writing perfect. You just want them to try it out. This sometimes is why it's helpful for the teacher really to have the example be outside of their writing when you show it to them, so that you're not doing anything to their writing, and then you go in and let them do the I do on their own. So remember, 3 steps. Tell them what and why, show them how, and coach them to try. We only have one more tip in this series, but if you really feel like you need more, please reach out. There are sessions that we can do together virtually. And if you're local, we can certainly meet and talk about things as well. So feel free to reach out on Instagram, Facebook, or through my email, Melissa at teaching2transform.com. Thanks for joining.